With your host, Tom Schiliro.
And once again, welcome back to a brand new week. I'll tell you, the news is hot off the presses. We've got a lot to talk about today. Now, this segment of our program is being brought to you by the Suffolk County Police Benevolent Association. The PBA serves to support law enforcement, participate in special events and programs, all designed to help protect our community. They care about you and keeping us all safe. From the anti-drinking and driving campaigns to protecting our children with education on the Megan's Law. PBA promotes a great relationship between the police and the people it's sworn to serve. Suffolk County is one of the safest counties in the country, and the PBA takes pride in its strong belief in our security. They have honored our fallen heroes and contribute greatly to our suburban way of life. Need to know more? Go right to the website, www.suffolkcountypba.org. Noel DiGirolamo, president. As I said, we'll be talking about the government shutdown, the ramifications. FBI announcing in the last few days that they were looking into a person in high levels of government that might have been working for the Russians. And yes, that high level of government person they're talking about is the 45th president of the United States. That's a big news story. Albany today is voting on a series of bills. Remember we talked about the one-party rule? Well, the one-party rule is going to be passed on a whole bunch of stuff today, probably signed immediately by the governor. We'll be talking about that. So we got a lot to talk about. We'll have Maria Albanese coming in with her commentary, and of course Anthony Coates, Tony Coates here on Mondays, and we'll be taking your phone calls. Our first subject, 631-451-1039, and then the last hour, the 1 to 2 hour. But in the studio we have Wayne Hattad from the EasySell Property Solutions. You've heard me mention them quite a bit, and talk a little bit about how the government shutdown affects our local businesses here. And a lot of times we don't think it. We're thinking about the folks that work for the government, and they now got their last paycheck, said zero on it. They actually got a paycheck with no money in it. I mean, when is the last time that's happened? So, how that has an impact if you're working for the federal government. But what if you have a business? And some of our businesses you may not think, but might be tied into the federal government, and also IRS, those people who make IRS payments, and how that is somewhat of an issue because the IRS is somewhat stymied. So let me welcome Wayne to the show. EasySell Property Solutions. Hey, Wayne, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, thank you for having us. Always a pleasure to be on.
Yeah, the type of business you're in is fascinating because many of us have our single most prized possession, without a doubt, is our real estate.
Yep, your home.
And how important that is. You folks are involved in that. You do a lot when it comes to analysis of the economy and so on. I want to talk a little bit about that. But the government shutdown, again, you and Billy Avaro, very much active in the real estate market here on Long Island. Federal government shutdown, any impact?
Yeah, we were just talking about it offline, and Brent mentioned it to you when Billy was here. We didn't realize it, but a lot of the deals that we have on the retail side that we were getting ready to close, that we were waiting on mortgage commitment, that we were trying to sell on the back end. These are all the fully renovated properties.
Right,
Any of those buyers coming in that had Fannie Mae or FHA loans or VA loans, all of a sudden I was told late last week, that's not why they're getting their clear to close. If they didn't get in by the cusp and they didn't get their documents in time, they weren't getting their mortgage commitments.
But then what happens? I mean, to me, as far as I'm concerned, when commerce starts, and I'll view what you guys do as commerce, business, again, you renovate properties, not a bad thing. I mean, if you live in a neighborhood with a messed up house, a zombie home, you guys come in, you renovate it, now you put it up for a new family to move in. What you're saying, VA loan, FHA, whatever, what happens now? Because isn't there a contract to buy, and doesn't it have a expiration date?
Exactly. I mean, something for the speak to attorneys. Yeah, you have to get a mortgage commitment date. So you usually have 45 days to get that mortgage commitment, and then after that, you need to get a clear to close, and you have an on or about date where you have to close per that contract. So I mean, if you go 30 days after that, we could sue for time of the essence. But it's a little challenging when it's a little bigger hand that's got the that's really contributing to this problem here. So,
nobody is saying this. They're talking about the folks that aren't getting paid. But this is another angle here.
A completely different angle. And it's not just our properties that we're trying to sell. Let's just say if it's, your particular neighbor that's got a house up on the market.
Yes.
Mrs. Smith next door to you, she's trying to sell a house, and there's an FHA buyer that's trying to buy it. What could be happening right now? Could they be affected? Did they get their paperwork in before the shutdown, or where are they at with their mortgage process? I wasn't watching that, and now I am.
Yeah, no, it's something I never thought about. I'm sure the people listening never thought about that because, again, we all buy houses at some point in our lives. It's not an activity that most of us do on a regular basis. But the one time that you're doing it, and you got the wrong place at the wrong time. We're in the longest government shutdown in American history at 24 days. And my concern, and I feel for people like yourself, again, EasySell Property Solutions, because it's more than just you guys investing in homes. Again, making homes whole again for families.
Oh yeah, of course. And if we don't sell the property, we don't. That's our paycheck too. So if I don't sell them, nothing comes in there. So I feel for all these people that are not getting their paychecks. Don't get me wrong, but we just didn't notice it, and I'm like, whoa. Now we got to go back. I got to check all of our contracts that are out and look at all the deals that we have, and that's even retail deals because I'm also a broker on the other end. So we have a lot of properties that we're just selling for other clients, and say, listen, what are we going to do? And then now any new deals that are coming in, we had a weekend of open houses again. What happens now if I have all VAs and FHAs and Fannie deals coming in on the offers? We don't want to push them to the side. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I want to accept these offers, but could we be stuck now? Where do we go if this
but
this is the longest shutdown ever?
There's a human element on the other side. There's the people that want to close on their mortgage,
of course,
to move into a new home.
Of course, and they're waving their hands saying, "What do you mean? I'm not going to be able to? Could I possibly not be able to get a mortgage? Could I not be able to close in time? Oh, really? They're not aware of it.
And many of them may have sold already or don't have a place to live. They're looking to you guys to provide the home or to finish up the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not even thinking of that. 631-451-1039, government shutdown. Let me tell you, it's having an effect here on Long Island that many of us say, well, we don't have to worry. We're not going to the Grand Canyon this week. This is what I'm hearing from people. I don't care about that. But I'm now talking to Wayne over there at EasySell Property Solutions is telling me that this could actually hurt the real estate market.
It could hurt the real estate market. Nobody's really talking about it. Now we are.
Yeah.
We're out there talking about it.
I'm
so
glad
let's get everybody on where.
We're bringing it out there. And if there's a word out there that we could put, the United States Congress, come on, sit down with the president. We're all intelligent. Can we have some adults in the room and get this thing done? Because it does hurt, again, the folks that work for the government, but I don't want to say more importantly, but very importantly, business.
Oh, it's going to be affecting so many businesses that we're not even discussing right now. I'm sure inadvertently tons of other businesses are affected here. So, let's get it together here.
All right, going back to EasySell Property Solutions, I like the concept. Many times there's homes out there, whether they're zombie homes or whatever, very little interest by other buyers. You and Billy Avaro, you get involved. Give us an overview.
So, folks, if you're out there, you have a house that you're looking to sell, and there's many different avenues that we have. If your house you could be facing foreclosure, you could just have a home that you haven't paid your taxes on. You could have a home that has major CO issues. And what do I mean by that? You maybe put an extension on a second story, decks, sheds, all these types of things, and you don't have COs for them, and you just can't. You need to move quick. You could be a deal like that. I mean, you could have inherited a property. I mean, sometimes that happens. People die all the time. You've inherited a property. You're out of state, and it's, maybe your aunt or uncle was just, they were junk collectors, we call them sometimes, maybe possibly a hoarder. The house is just a complete disarray. We love those properties. The more work they need, the better they are for us. Pick up the phone, give us a call, 631-400-EASY. You'll get one of our associates over at the office. We're right around the corner here in Holbrook. They'll give you, 10, 15 minutes on the phone. We brand something which is called the easy way out, folks. So it's usually the easiest, hassle-free way for you to sell your house in today's market conditions. No realtor fees on your timeline. And what I mean by that is on your timeline. If you want to close within 30 days, we can do that. If you want to close within 2 weeks, as long as we have clear title, we can do that. If you want to close 6 months from now, know that you can go into contract and say, listen, my kids are in school. I want to be here till June, and then I want to move in the summertime. We can do that. And you could rest assured that we'll go into contract and we'll close on your timeline. We even have personal guarantees. If we don't close on the timeline that we agree to, we'll actually give you money. So we want Long Island to feel comfortable saying, listen, we're going to go into contract with a reputable company. They're going to close on our house. And they're going to give us a fair price where it's going to be a win-win for both of us, and we're going to close on our timeline.
That's a key thing, reputable. You do hear a lot of negativity surrounding real estate agents and the real estate market. And, what is a good definition of what's reputable?
Well, you want to do in anything that you buy, or you get involved in, you want to do your due diligence. You want to look to see what people are doing. I mean, we're not just saying what we're doing. We're actually doing it. And a lot of people out there, we're not against it. They go out and they see an infomercial and they want to learn how to flip property. So I'm not against that. But there's a lot of newbies out there that just want to go put your house on the contract, and then they don't have the money to close on it. They either try to go to another investor and see if they could wholesale it, or they get stuck. They jam you up in contract. You can't close. A little bit different from us. We'll put it in contract. We'll close on your timeline. We've done hundreds and hundreds of thousands of deals on Long Island. Everybody knows what we're capable of, and I guess our reputation speaks for ourselves. I encourage you to come, see the credibility, talk to the people, go on our website, see people that we've dealt with, and you're going to see the level of service that you'll get with EasySell Property Solutions. And that's why we came up with the name. It is going to be the easiest, fastest, hassle-free way to sell your home.
And as we all know, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Or I'll try to get away from the word easy. The most simple way in the world to sell a house.
No.
It's very difficult. I mean, if we've all been through it, it's called like a nightmare.
Yeah. It sure
I don't
is.
know how else to say it.
It sure
I've
is.
been through it, and
everyone's been through it. And now, folks, I must put you on notice that the market is starting to change. We talk about it a lot on our
Right.
shows, but the correction is going to happen soon, and it's coming. So I tell a lot of people that are looking and they're just about that retirement cusp, and they're saying, all right, listen, what do I do now? It's the winter time. Do I wait another 18 to 24 months, see if I'm going to get more equity on my house, and then hit the road and go down to Carolina or Florida? And I say, honestly, folks, don't. Certain markets are already buyers markets on Long Island. Absorption rates have changed. We've actually pulled out of certain markets the $1 million, $800,000 to $1.5 million. Very, very, very slow, dead.
Really?
The lights have been turned off.
Wow.
Lower price points are still moving, but what happens in 18 to 24 months? So if you are looking to sell, now is the time. Now is the time. Pick up the phone, 631. You can get us 631-400 easy, and let's see if we can be a good fit for you.
Right. And, again, people ask me all the time, because I'm finding a lot of people that want to leave New York. I'm really finding
more
that.
trying to leave.
I say that sadly, though. This has been my home state my whole life, but I am seeing an exodus. Particularly when we look at the political situation, we look at the tax situation, we look at all of this, and it's only a phone call. I mean, it's an option that people, I believe, should just take a look at.
Explore the options. If it works, it's a win-win for both of us. If not, we just part as friends, as we always say.
Exactly, yeah.
But, what you just said is always disturbing. It's more people are leaving New York than always coming in, and it's so sad because I grew up, I was born and raised here, and I did leave for a short period of time. And I did come back. Everyone comes back for the family.
Yep.
It's tough for the young kids.
Yeah.
It's tougher for the younger generations. I see them. They want a certain type of house. They want certain things. And we call them the millennials now. They can't get it here on Long Island. They can't. And then more people are leaving. It's sad because we all have ties to Long Island. We want to see more people coming. And it's tough for them to make it here.
New York has lost New York is no longer number 3 in the most populous states. It is now number 4, and it's now heading towards number 5. People are leaving. We're losing to the Sun Belt. Florida now is the 3rd largest state behind Texas and California. People have chosen Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, all joining up in populations. And again, having to do with just a lot of demographics, whether it's the tax structure or cost of living or so on. How do you determine, let me put the number out, 631-451-1039 if you have a question for EasySell Property Solutions. We got Wayne here. Fair market value. How do you determine that? Because many people say, well, they're never going to give me what I think I can get on the market. But that's a tough dynamic.
Yeah.
Because to me, there's only one price, and it's the price somebody will pay for the property.
Is willing to pay. So folks, when we come out and we make you a fast, easy offer, our guys are going to be pulling comps. They're going to be looking at what's going on in your neighborhood, absorption rates, what's closed, and then we try to do apples to apples. Not always do we have that, but when they come out to your home, then they want to see everything inside your home. So it's hard. We can do a ballpark when we're over the phone, but when they come into your home, they want to see exactly what your home needs so that we can make the best offer for you. So when my guys come out, they will do like a 100-point inspection and look at your home. We want to know all the mechanicals, roofing, siding, windows, kitchens, baths, floors. They're going to go through that with you. They want to know the condition of everything and know what's wrong. And it's okay. We encourage you to disclose what's wrong with the house because we don't care. We're willing to fix all of those items. So when there's things wrong with the house, we're okay with it. You don't have to be concerned with that. What I do want you to be concerned about is if you put things on the open market and you try to sell it with all those major issues, they're going to find it. The buyers that come in and try to get mortgages are going to find it. And if it's issues where you possibly can't get a mortgage on it, then you're going to get jammed up. Yeah. But it's always about giving you a fast, fair market value for your home so that we can have a win-win situation so you can close on your timeline and you can move on and we can help you through it. And folks, there's plenty of times where you come to us and you say, listen, I have a house that's just full of everything. That's fine. We could take it as is. Keep all the stuff in there. You don't have to worry about it. Or I have certain belongings that I just need sent to me down in a different state. We've done that before. We've closed on your timeline. We've helped many clients find new houses, find new places to, maybe they're downsizing, apartments to move into. So we try to make it a one-stop shop. Anything I can do to make the transaction smoother for you, that's what we're looking to do.
Before 2007, 2008, before there was the great crash, which had a lot to do with inflated real estate markets. If you remember, the banks were giving out mortgages to anybody.
Dead people.
Yeah.
You didn't have
well, yes. And there's a lot of, I don't want to say attorneys that went to jail because of that.
Everyone was in cahoots then back then.
And
attorneys,
that was just a terrible thing. And that's really what, to me, it was the national real estate market that caused that great recession in the 2007 time period. That today, how more difficult is it? Are the mortgage companies today a little smarter in saying we're not going to be giving out these mortgages, and that we're going to look at the property that we're going to mortgage, and in many cases, take that one big stamp, reject, and do that.
It is a little bit different now. They were stricter for years, but as you have seen, Fannie and Freddie have increased the back-end debt ratio, so you could have more debt now, 55 in back-end.
Now, how soon was that? How recent was
that? Was recent in the last year, so that's happened. So they loosened up some of the guidelines, and then you've seen in the last 6 months to the year, you've seen a lot of programs come back that you remember back in 2007, 2008, where some stated loans, some no doc loans are starting to come back, more incentives for self-employed people to get mortgages again. So that's happening. Then you get, unfortunately, the lower class where people were borderline, where some people, not everybody should buy a house. Back in 2007, it was the thing. Everyone should buy a house. There are certain people, now I'm sure you can agree, that shouldn't buy a house. They should still keep renting. Yeah. They're just too tight. They're fly-by-night type of people. They don't stay in their jobs more than a year or two. Those types of people, well, they push to get those people back. So there's so many more incentives to put very, very little money down, and then the comps are actually increasing again. But what I will say is the appraisers back then were just, it was different. They can pick up the phone call. I need the house to appraise for another $50,000 back in 2007, 2008. They would.
That's what caused the problem, though.
Now it's not happening as much. I can't get certain appraisals to come in.
They were mortgaging air, equity that didn't exist.
So it's not going to be as bad as it was then when we do have a correction, but it's going to correct itself because we can't keep going up all the time. But I will say to you that I've had, on selling on the back end, I've had certain appraisals not even come in. People are getting mortgages that are buying our fully renovated properties, and we can't get the mortgages. I could sell them higher, but the appraisals aren't coming in. So what does that mean?
So you can't get the mortgage.
Well, they can't get the mortgage, or I got to renegotiate the sale price, because they are. That means they are then watching the comps, and they're not increasing at the drastic rate that you would have seen 10 years ago.
Okay,
so they are controlling it a little bit better.
More difficult today than it was in 2007, but easier in the last year or two.
Yes, easier to get financing.
Yeah, that's a very interesting concept to see. You're a professional. You've been at this a long time. You think we've reached that nirvana, so to speak, that nice balance, so we're never going to see 2007 happen again? I mean, that was a disaster. We nearly went under.
Yeah. So we're not going to see that big of a disaster, but we have to see a correction. We have to correct. We 100% have to correct. Does that happen in the next 12 months, 18 months, 24 months? I mean, none of us have a crystal ball, but
when
know
you say
coming.
Correction, you think we're inflated now?
Yes, I think
you do.
Yes.
You do?
So
Wow.
certain markets, like I said, the early time is like the 800 to $1.5 million or 750 and higher on Long Island is slow, and they've converted to buyers markets already. Most people aren't talking about it. They're not checking the absorption rates and saying, "Well, what do you mean if I have a house in a certain town, like it's not a seller's market anymore?" Because everybody says it's great, but certain markets, no, it's not. It's saturated right now.
So if you own what you think is $1.5 million house, it's probably not.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys I know that are in some big time development or big time new construction, I see them doing some major price drops, not just 50, 60,000. I'm talking $100,000, $200,000 price drops. That's profit if you're building a new house. That's a lot of money. So I've talked about it with many people. Everybody always talks about the wins, but Billy and I will disclose. There's certain projects that we gave up on. I wouldn't risk doing the projects now in 2019. So I said, listen, either we'll cut our losses and make nothing, or even lose a couple of bucks today. But I'm not going to get involved in a subdivision in the middle of Manhasset and build 2 new houses that I think is going to sell for, let's just say, $1.7-2 million. And I see that market changing. I'm not doing it.
Right.
We'll get out. So
most expensive community on Long Island now, from your knowledge? Most expensive community.
The Gold Coast.
The Gold Coast, yeah.
You can't, I won't even.
And what would be considered a good deal right now on Long Island? Like a good price that somebody could.
It's still moving right now, folks. Everything, $550 and less in Nassau County is attainable. Everyone can still get a mortgage, and that's usually the equivalent of sometimes something in the 400s, 450 in Suffolk County. Anything less than that or under 400 in Suffolk County is still flying. I still have lines. We'll still have lines down the street for those types of properties that are an open house. We just had it over the weekend.
That's interesting.
But everybody can get a mortgage on those ones.
Wow. Good information. Wayne, give us the number and the website, everything, because, again, and I want to underscore the fact, it's just a phone call. I mean, if you want to get some knowledge, I would talk to Wayne any time of the day, and Billy of our
we always talk. It's always a pleasure talking with you. But, folks, if you want to reach out, 631-400-EASY. That's 631-400-EASY. You can get us on the web at EasySell411.com. That's EasySell411.com.
That's once again Wayne Hattard from the EasySell Property Solutions. Great bunch of guys, and talking about our economy and how it even affects the government shutdown, which we will be getting to. Starting the next segment, we've got Maria calling on, talking about this on a national scale, taking your phone calls last hour. I'm your host, Tom Schiliro. Be right back.